Hi everyone, this is Hannah here, and I hope that y'all are all having a great day. It's Wednesday afternoon right now. Anyway, I wanted to show a tutorial because I know for January and February I have included some charms. And some of y'all might be wondering exactly how to incorporate that into your scrapbook album or your junk journal. Now, I think for January, I just included the charms for the junk journal book, but then for February, I included them in the scrapbook boxes as well. So, a couple of ideas. This is the scrapbook cover that I created for January. As you can see, I haven't gotten done with it. I just did enough to get by on the tutorials, and that was all that I was able to do. But at least I'm at a good point on this where I can show you probably an easier way. Make a hole to install, put some little charms on your album. So I have here, this is the We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile Big Bite, Crocodile 2 Big Bite. If you don't have this, that's okay. You could get by with a hole punch, and then when we get to the part where you do that, I know that there are separate tools to do that. I don't know, I think some people just hammer it down or use a mallet or something. So I know that that is an option for you as well. I had bought this a few years ago, and I really like using it. You can go with a 1/8 hole, which most of the time that's a little too small for me, or the 3/16 hole, and I like that size. So that's the size I'm going to be doing. And when you're using this, you'll just move this hole here to go over the 3/16. And so that way, when you come down, it's going to come down over this hole and punch a hole in your paper, your chipboard, whatever you needed to cut through. Just see, we know that roughly this is a 2-inch spine. So I'm going to say, all right, so roughly this is in the middle. So that's where we're going to punch our hole. Now you could measure it and get real technical, and if I was doing a custom order for someone, I would, just because I want to get it right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and punch down. And sometimes you got to kind of really add, a little bit, because we are going through some layers here. The layers of the cardstock, the chipboard itself, fabric from the rosette trim. All right, let's see here. I'm hung up on something. Okay. All right, so I made my hole. So now I am going to get it set up here. So when you're looking at this, I'm going to be doing the 3/16 eyelet and washer. So the top part is letters, and it says to have it on the A. So, okay, so this one's the A, so I just push it back in. And then the bottom one is the number 2. So, okay, I'm already set to 2. Okay. So I'm going to pick out what color I want. Now this is a beautiful kind of plum wine color, so I really like that. And then I'm going to have it with the gold, with the gold part on the bottom here. So when you're wanting to do it, you'll go back to this part, so that way it will do the, you know, set your eyelet and washer. And then I'm going to just kind of gently start pressing down. Alright, so I got mine set here. To, if you want to apply some kind of charm and you haven't already put, you know, layered your paper down over it, then an idea that I have would be to put a brad in the hole that we just made. And we could just do, you know, whatever color brad. And this part of the brad will be showing through here. So, you know, you just want to pick whatever color would look, you know, would look good. So, but I'm going to take it back out, and I am actually going to just take this chain and just put it on here, and then I'm going to go through the hole. And then when I go through, I'm going to, you know, split the brad to kind of set it in place. And then also, whenever I add the cardstock, glue the cardstock down, you know, I will be adding some glue over this, and that will help set it in even better. So here is a chain, and takes, you know, a little hoop ring, and we can just start to hook it in these little loops here. Well, maybe I gotta open it back up a little bit more. Okay. And then here were some of these too. So I'm add these two. So see, that's how that charm is looking. You can also take some wire, string some beads on it. You know, there are other things that you can do, you know, to add some more pops of color. You could add some pearls, some glass beads or crystal beads. If this was all that I wanted to put on here, I could just take and go ahead and cut, because this hoop is on this one here, then I could just take the next one and just get a pair of wire cutters and just cut that off, so that this would be all that you would see on the book, and that would give it a nice finished look. So that is a way to do it on the scrapbook. I think that is the easiest way, really, to do it, is to use your brad and then cover it up with some paper. Another way, if you're doing the soft cover journal, then what we would do is just maybe punch a hole here. I get another set of the eyelet. Okay, so I think this time I'll go with black and silver. And so we're going to turn this back to our 3/16. Now I've already, lined my paper and everything, so I won't be doing it with the brad. Let's see, I'm trying to think what's a good spot. You kind of want to do a spot, kind of in this area. So, okay. All right, so I made the hole. All right, now I'm going to move it back over. And this one will be much easier to be able to see because it doesn't have all that frou-frou on it with the lace and stuff. And it's probably best to go ahead and punch your hole first. But like I said, if you're like me and think about it after the fact, then, this is another way to do it too. So, and I'm just going to leave my same setting, the A2. And actually, since this one's easier to do, I'm going to leave that on the bottom there. Sometimes it's hard to get it to stay on there. I'm going to press down, and you can usually hear it bend that back part. All right, let's see if it bent it good. Well, it might have bent it too much. Oh well. So I went ahead and did this part, and like I said, it's not perfect. For me, it does take a little bit of an art to do this, and at one time I had gotten it down pretty good, but then you get out of practice, so I definitely need to kind of brush up on my Cropadile skills. So, but we made our hole. Basically for the basis of this video, I'm just trying to kind of give you some ideas of what you could do. So I've got this, I got some of these. These are little fish hooks, little barrel swivels is what they're called. And this is the size 10. Let me see if that's going to be big enough. So let's see. I'm not sure, but we shall try. Will be big enough to go around or not. Just a tad bit too short. This is some scrap pieces of some non-tarnished wire. I used to make jewelry several years ago, so I'm going to see about just doing something like this, and just kind of doing a twisting effect. Okay. So I took this chain, hooked it on the fish hook. Then I'm going to take that and hook it onto here. All right, so here's a little tiny pair. Okay, so I'm going to take this out and use this to put on the key, and then take that to put on here. And then we're just going to kind of work on closing that up there. Okay, so see, we got that part done. And then if we wanted to take and add our feather, we can add the feather part on the chain. So you could just do something as simple as that. You could also take an eye pin, a head pin, and string some beads on, and then form a loop on one of these chains, or add on the other key charm here. We could take another one of these little links off and hook that on there, so we could have 3 charms. So those are just some ideas of what to do. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to let me know. Also, if you have any suggestions about the video today, comment below or message me directly and let me know. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.